Croatia has decided to completely change the way its highways operate. The biggest change concerns toll payments. The traditional toll booths that drivers are used to today are expected to gradually disappear starting in 2026. Croatia is preparing a new electronic toll collection system that will allow vehicles to drive on highways without stopping. This means drivers will no longer need to stop, take a ticket and pay at a toll booth the way they do today. The entire system will operate through overhead gantries installed above the highway, which will record the passage of vehicles. This technology will rely on two main methods. The first is the ENC device, which is placed on the windshield and communicates directly with the system above the road. This option has already been used in Croatia for years, and its basic principle will not change significantly. The second and new option will be a camera-based system capable of recognizing a vehicle's license plate. Cameras placed above the highway will read license plates when vehicles enter and exit the motorway. The system will therefore record which section of the highway the vehicle has travelled. Based on this data, it will automatically calculate the price according to the distance driven. In order to pay the toll, drivers will need to have their vehicle registered in the system and have a payment method assigned to it, for example, a credit card or prepaid balance. After leaving the highway, the toll will be automatically charged to the account or payment card linked to the vehicle. Toll prices are not expected to change in the first months after the new system is introduced. This is important because Croatian highways are already among the most expensive in Europe when the price is calculated per kilometre. Officials explain these already high prices by pointing to the challenging construction of highways through mountainous terrain and the large number of tunnels and bridges, which significantly increased construction costs. Therefore, if the Croatian government decided to immediately include the cost of the new system in highway tolls in order to recover the investment as quickly as possible, Croatian highways would become truly outrageously expensive. In any case, the new system appears to be a major test for a country that is visited every summer by millions of drivers from across Europe. This is also suggested by the fact that, since 2024, when the contract for the implementation of the system was signed, the launch dates have been repeatedly pushed back. Another major question is how easily tourists from different countries will be able to register in the system, especially older travellers who are not used to using online services or online payments. If many of them fail to do so, they could start receiving fines, and that could discourage them from returning to Croatia, which could have negative consequences for a country whose economy depends heavily on tourism, accounting for roughly 20% of its GDP. Another challenge may be the reliable recognition of license plates from different countries, since cars arrive in Croatia every summer from virtually all over Europe. It is also important to emphasise that Croatia does not use and does not plan to introduce a highway vignette system. The country will continue to use a distance-based tolling system. This is also why the new European Union rule on one-day highway vignettes does not apply to Croatia. Now let's take a look at what will happen in the coming years. The year 2026 will mainly be dedicated to preparation and building the system. New technological gantries will gradually be installed above highways to record passing vehicles. In total, more than 200 of them are expected to be installed across Croatia's highway network. The first gantries have already begun to appear, for example on the A3 motorway between the towns of Popovača and Novska. However, traditional toll booths will still operate throughout 2026. This means drivers will still be able to use highways in the same way they do today. According to the plans of the Croatian government, the new electronic toll collection system is expected to be launched across the entire highway network in 2027. From that point onward, drivers should be able to travel across highways without stopping at toll booths. If the system launches according to plan, Croatia will have one of the most modern toll collection systems in Europe. How well the new system will work in practice will only become clear during its first years of operation. What is certain, however, is that for drivers travelling to Croatia by car, this will represent one of the biggest changes in decades. It is also interesting that most tourists from Central Europe use practically the same route when travelling to Croatia. That is precisely why the sections around Zagreb and the A1 motorway toward the coast become extremely congested during the summer, something this new system could significantly improve. But for now, we'll have to wait and see.